Hello, hello, beautiful soul. On this video, let's dive deeper into the mastery of vibration. We're going to tap into the principle of the Hermetic way, that it's the principle of vibration. Everything vibrates, everything moves, everything has its own frequency, right? You already know that. If you're watching this video, it's because you have that sense and you have done the work to really understand it. But now, let's comprehend it. Let's dive deeper into this principle. There's a saying from the sages that if you really understand the principle of vibration, you will tap into limitless power. That's why in this world, there's elites and groups that controls the masses is through the principle of vibration. They understood how vibration moves, and combining other principles helps to bring forth the desired reality. You can use it in whatever way you want. They use it in a way that is selfish, but it works for them, let's say, right? So now let's dive into this principle. If everything has vibration, everything moves, that means that within yourself, there is a constant flow of frequency. You already know that, right? But awareness, what are the thoughts, patterns that you are allowing to enter into yourself, into your mind space? Those thoughts, patterns have frequency. So here's the question for you. Are those thoughts causing you deception or ascension? Are those thoughts makes you see life through appreciation, or are you bringing depreciation, bringing negativity into life? That's the frequency that you are vibrating. And as you know, also the body vibrates through the motions, and the heart beats in different rhythms depending of the motion that it's there, right? So we must understand that the energy comes from the thought, and then the thought creates emotion, and that emotion vibrates in that frequency, and that projects the reality that you are currently living. So in order for us to really master vibration, we must observe our current state, where you are. And I'm going to share with you a map of consciousness from Dr. David Hawkins. He's an amazing guy. I really recommend his books. He's a psychiatrist and a teacher. He dives deep into the subconscious and conscious mind, and combining spirituality with science. And that's what I like. So this map that you're watching, it's the map of consciousness. So this is what we're going to utilize today. And this is what I'm utilizing in my life to see in which frequency I am and where I would like to be. This is just an estimate. I feel that the map should have more states, but it served me just to have a compass. Okay, so let's dive into it. Why? How you're gonna utilize this map? It's for you to observe where you at, where are you vibrating, and how you can use the principle of rhythm to move the pendulum from one extreme to the middle, understanding that there's another extreme. That's the principle of polarities. If you're feeling sadness, intensity, stress, anxiety, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, you understand that from the other side, in the other side, same nature, different degrees, there's happiness, there's joy, there's peace, right? So it's the alchemy of that space. It's the alchemy from which we can change and transmute that into gold. Is the alchemy of life, right? So this map, if you print it out, I encourage you to do it. You can print it out, and what you can do is now observe where you are. Observe if you are in anger, fear, grief, apathy. So let's navigate the map together. Here we have the survival paradigm, right? So this is vibrating from the energetic clock. What he means about this is the frequency, right? It's the numerology between that on hertz. So as you can see in the survival paradigm, you have shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, and pride. And the lowest one is shame. The next it's guilt. Next is apathy. Next is grief. But if you realize, shame is the lowest one. So this is a space of awareness to really see are you bringing shame to your life? Personally, I catch myself thoughts patterns that bring shame and guilt. So how this works, as you think those thoughts of shame, right? That vibrates in a different frequency. And then you bring joy. So that's vibrating at a different frequency. So you have two vibrations vibrating in your field, right? Constantly. Where you focus your attention, your energy flows. And usually we focus on the negative ones, on the survival ones, is because our instinct, our reptilian brain wants to keep us safe. The amygdala wants to keep us safe. So the nervous system and the body itself start working in order to focus on that survival paradigm. So that's why it is known by the shame or guilt that we may have internally in our subconscious mind. So we must recognize, where are you having shame? Where are you having guilt? And if you don't know right now, what is that feeling of not enoughness, that you're not doing good, that you must be doing something better, you're procrastinating, you are bringing judgment to yourself or to others as well. And that constant loop, you are vibrating in that low frequency. That's the lowest one. So what you bring view of life is miserable. There's suffering. The process is elimination, and the processes and the predominant emotional state is humiliation, blame. So in this space, we have thoughts, and these thoughts, the RAS, the reticular activation system. I encourage you to watch the video that I record about this. So in that way you can know more of what I'm speaking. But the reticular activation system is the system of the body in order to filtrate the bits of information that we have. As you're watching this, it's entering into your senses millions of bits of information: sound, light, senses, touch, air, all of that, your subconscious is receiving it. And the reticular activation system, it filtrates almost everything, 99% of those informations, in order for you to focus in something that the reticular activation system and the nervous system and the amygdala dictates that is important, and that bringing into your frontal cortex. So in that way, you become conscious of the things that matters to your system. But sometimes what that matters to the system is the survival instinct, the things that they tag as dangerous or as a threat for the survival, as a threat for life, right? So that's the key. It's to observe where we at, and then how we can go from that level of survival to rise in the chart. So it's like, okay, how I do it, it's I recognize it. I recognize the shame. I recognize the guilt. And then it's okay, let me see, how can I rise this into anger, into courage? Once you rise to courage, you start rising the frequency to 200. Once you rise to 200, it helps you to start perceiving life differently. In that way, it's going to boost your energy to open to a new possibilities and new vibrations. Because what happens when we are in such low frequency, it becomes denser and denser. So what happens is your body just construct and just start observing what is there, what is perceiving as a threat. So if you point out threat, this is the threat, this is dangerous, this is you, watch out, watch out, watch out. So it cut it off other perceptions. So when we start tapping into courage to accept, and then we rise into neutrality, willingness, acceptance, accepting that I'm recognizing that shame, but it's not me. It's passing through me. It doesn't identify that shame, that guilt. And then you start vibrating in a different frequency, because now you see life differently. Then entering reason, joy, peace, and alignment. This is how you rise the chart, right? And this served me to really understand where I'm at, right? Bringing thoughts of shame, I know that these thoughts are vibrating in a very low frequency. Do I really want it to bring it into my system? So the mastery here is to master the thoughts, the filter from which you are allowing the thoughts to come. And if it's okay if they come, the thing is, if you make it as is you, if you make it as your identity, if you make it as your perception, that's where the thing gets tricky, because now you're accepting the reality and now you're integrating that reality into this three-dimensional hologram. And by doing that, you start vibrating in that frequency. And that's your experience. So the key is to observe it, recognize the vibration, and then, okay, how can I alchemize this into a higher frequency that it's the extreme of the polarity that I'm living, that it's this density. Now, what will be the extreme of shame? Is acceptance, is love, is understanding, right? So then start like scaling the chart into a space where I can really, really, really into alignment and balance. This is how I personally do. I've been doing it for almost 10 years now. And it's so like the path of initiation, guys. It's a beautiful path of understanding thyself. Once you understand the principles of life, the dynamic of life, and how everything works, that's where the mastery enters. That's the deepest acceptance of thyself and the recognition that there's more to come. Okay, so hope that this serve you. Now the homework for you will be, or the awareness, the question for you will be, where I'm at. Like your thoughts patterns, where are you? Are you projecting externally? What are you projecting externally as well? What is the patterns of your mind constantly? And the signs for you to recognize is the thoughts that you're having. Are those thoughts causing you deception, feeling shame, feeling guilt, feeling judgment, feeling contracted, or makes you feel blooming, makes you feel open? So it's up to you to recognize that. That's where the mastery is simplicity. Once you start doing this work, you're going to start recognizing the patterns, and now you have the ability to choose which thoughts you want to really listen, and the other ones just allow it to pass through you without attaching to it. That's the real mastery, guys. Hope that this served you. Many blessings and love. If you want to dive deeper, we have a program that we call In Purpose. In Purpose is a program that we just opened that is to serve leaders, conscious spiritual leaders. If you're watching this until the end, it's because you have done the work and you understand this language, right? So now it's like how we can put that into something tangible for you to really start expressing yourself in a times from which we, like, life is requiring of humans that are doing the work and would like to step in that example and start sharing their message to anchor the energies of this new humanity instead of the other agendas that the control system have, that it's control, AI, technology, and codependence of those systems. But what we can do is to start stepping in our truth, remembrance, and doing that, we're going to bring a new way of thinking and making others remember their light. So that's the intention of In Purpose. The link is below. It's a one-on-one container with me. So I would love to have you. Many blessings and love. Shalom, shalom.